Let's go that anime corner, man. What's going on over there?
So it's coming to the end of the year, so they're gonna have a lot of animes released. So the anime that I'm excited about the most, obviously, is gonna be Attack on Titan, the final season. Um, the thing is, I'm kind of worried about this, and I'm excited about this season because a lot of people have been talking about it. Because a lot of people have read the manga already, and they said that they didn't like the ending of the manga, and that's like the worst part about Attack on Titan. Like it made that like the only issue about Attack on Titan people were saying was the ending. Some I haven't read the manga, but I on Twitter I always see people comparing the ending to Code Geass, and I know Code Geass because I watched that show way back, and I know how it ends.
What's wrong with Code Geass?
I don't think anything's wrong with Code Geass's ending. Which is why I'm kind of confused why people are comparing the ending to Code Geass and saying that Attack on Titan is terrible. Because Code Geass basically will the main character Lelouch
He,
did.
he dies though, right?
He dies, yeah. Basically, essentially, he makes himself the all supreme bad guy, which forces the two opposing teams to work together to take out that villain. Which is what I'm thinking that happens in Attack on Titan.
Aaron, you think Aaron's gonna do that?
I think
Cause
yeah,
yeah,
that makes sense, right? Like
cause,
when you think about it, because everyone's saying, "Yo, he's like the Lelouch 2.0." I'm like, so is he gonna? Is that why he's acting like he's like hating everybody and being the villain right now? He's trying to make himself become more of the villain, so that way like the war can end.
which is kind of a smart idea.
So I don't see how that can be possibly like a bad ending, but I don't know if that's the ending. I
I
don't know.
mean, maybe they were going in that direction, but they just didn't stick the landing for because people when it comes to the manga, they're like that's the Bible and that's the anime should copy that. So the fact that they don't want people to copy that to be adapted is kind of strange.
Yeah, yeah, and it was so like talked about to the point where like the mangaka, the writer, bro, he literally made an alternate ending just to make people happy. And then apparently people shitted on that ending too. So there's two endings to the manga, which is stupid. And I feel like you shouldn't have to change your work. If you like the way how you did your work, you shouldn't try to change your work just because other people didn't like it. You know what I mean? Which makes me wonder is like which ending they're gonna use then if they came up with two endings.
You think that's one of the reasons why what's it called? One Piece won't end? You think he's scared?
Get how you might end it off. Honestly, I have a prediction. I think how it's gonna end, but it's probably not gonna happen. I think Luffy's gonna die at the end. That's my opinion. I think he,
Why?
I think because everyone's that has the hat, pretty much something really bad happened to them. Like Goldie Roger, he had like an illness. I think the person that gave Goldie Roger the hat, I think passed away. I forgot his name. Shanks had the hat for a brief second, and he's not dead, so I don't know. He lost the arm, but that's about it. But I don't because it comes back to there's this arc in One Piece where Luffy gets poisoned, and someone said they can save Luffy, but it's gonna take years out of his life if they save him. So it's like they had no choice but to save him, but he so they're saying that he lost a couple of years in his life. So that almost brings up to question like by the end of the movie is that gonna affect him towards the end? Like you know what I mean? Like he died sooner than he was supposed to. And then and then there was another thing about the Gear Second. I don't know if it applies because they never brought it back up. They were saying that it takes a toll on his lifespan. Like it's unhealthy for his body for him to go into Gear Second.
Mm.
So I'm thinking, which is why I don't think he does it that often, because you never really see him do it often in the show anymore. So I'm thinking he's gonna die a lot sooner due to sickness, and then they're gonna say he's like the king of the pirates, and then when they find everything, and then I don't know.
I can see that. That would actually be a pretty good ending.
I think that would be a good. I think that would be a perfect ending. That's how I see it ending.
what's it called? I also think that Attack on Titan thing can be applied to Dragon Ball Z too, because I don't think people like the ending to Dragon Ball Z, and then the fact that they did GT, niggas didn't fuck with that either.
Yeah.
So that's why he made Super.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but speaking of that, Dragon Ball Super trailer, did you see it?
No, I have not seen it yet.
The animation on it looks kind of weird in my opinion. I feel like, yeah, I'm gonna send it to you, but yeah, keep talking about the other shit that's dropping if you can find some.
I'm pretty sure they said. Hold on, let me go back to the website I was using. So, I don't know. You said you didn't know this anime. Rising of a Shield Hero. So I love this anime because like it's one of those So anime is going through this I call it a crisis. It's becoming more of a repetitive genre. They're just throwing out like these idea of like video game animes where like it's like a anime but it's within a video game type scenario. I think the Rising of Shield Hero is probably like the best version of that genre, because I feel like that genre has become oversaturated. But essentially, season 2 is coming out, I think, in January. Yeah, hold on, let me see. No, it's coming out in April. It's coming out in April 2022. It's a really, really good show. I would recommend it to you if you're interested in watching it. I think it's really, really good. There's this other show that's coming out that I'm interested in seeing, because I was interested in reading the manga. It's called Spy Family. Essentially, it's about like this spy who's living a regular life, and he's trying to hide it from his family. But it turns out like people in his family already know that he's a spy already, and they have their own side into their life. It's kind of like a comedy / action anime that's coming out, and I think that's gonna be good. I'm trying to see some ones that I actually like really know that I'm actually pumped to see.
You said this anime is going through what do you mean by that? Like, just because it hasn't it always been somewhat repetitive? I mean, it's always about something.
It's repetitive, but like the stories and like I feel like the story is not as good. When I was watching so for example, like there's these weird animes that have like these long ass names. Like you showed me one that I've been watching. It's called like the Slime. It's like the dungeon. Hold on, let me search it up, the name. Cause I've been
about the time I reincarnated as a slime.
Yeah, the time I reincarnated as a slime. Yeah, like a lot of animes coming out like that, and it's just like, yo, it's like over OP, super powerful people that never get into trouble really, and they just beat everyone in like 2 seconds, and like they have cool designs and art designs, but like the stories is bland. Like it's not like, you never feel like any of the characters are truly endangered or anything serious is ever gonna happen. Kind of like a Saitama type vibe. There's a lot of Saitama animes that are being made right now with the main characters being super OP and never in trouble. And
I think one show that pulls that off that I've watched is Mob Psycho 100.
Yeah,
that show is fucking crazy.
But like the thing about that is like Mob Psycho and One Punch Man were the first, kind of the blueprint to that, and they were really good at doing it. You know what I mean? Like although like the main character was OP, like the characters around it was what made the show. Like when I'm watching One Punch, like especially season 2, when I was watching One Punch Man season 2, you never cared about Saitama's scenes. All you cared about was all the other ones, because Saitama would just appear. Like Saitama was the guy that would appear like at the end. Like, you know what I mean? Like, all right, yo, this villain's going out of control and then you'll see some crazy fights. Like a superhero show up and fight the villain, and then he'll lose, And then sometimes they might win a little bit, and then the villain gets stronger, and then it's like, damn, Saitama's here. And then Saitama just comes through and just bangs on them like with one hit. I'm like, oh damn.
I think also those because they're made by the same people. Those are definitely more comedy focused.
Yep, it's more comedy focused. And I'm looking at it. If Saitama wasn't so OP, that show can be really lit. Like, it can be so lit to the point, like, it can be like another My Hero, bro. In my opinion, like, it's that like the characters and their abilities and powers. Like, it could have been another, like, it could have been like a DC, a Marvel. Like, it could have been, you know, like its own universe.
But yeah, you could tell with Mob, it's more focused on the story, but One Punch Man is definitely more focused on the characters and like the comedy. Like it's supposed to be like he's always gonna be tight that he beats people in one punch. Like, that's the whole point of the show. But yeah, I sent you a couple of shits on the what's it called on the email if you just want to.
Let me take a look at it.
What's it called? Yeah. So while you're watching it, which one are you gonna watch first?
Let me watch the Dragon Ball Z Super.
Mute it while you do that, but I'll talk about it because I already watched it. Yeah. So with the Dragon Ball Z, man. While he's muted, I'm gonna just talk shit real quick. Dragon Ball Z is just not what it used to be, in my opinion. And I guess you could call that nostalgia, but I'm gonna just say just the certain feelings from the show that I used to get, I don't get it anymore. I haven't watched one episode of Super just because I don't want to. Like, Dragon Ball Z is super boring to me. I wasn't a fan. I've seen Battle of Gods. It was alright. I didn't see the Golden Frieza one. I was just like, Frieza again, but he's gold. And then they were like, yo, Goku, here's blue. Like, hold that one. And then here's red. Like, it's like, all right, bro. Like, I just feel like the ideas for the show they kind of fucked themselves when it comes to power scaling. Like, I can't take any fight serious because it's either gonna be the person's super OP, like he can't even hang with him, or he's gonna beat the shit out of him. You know what I mean? I feel like there's no in between with specifically Goku. All the other characters, yeah, not Vegeta either, but because I just remember there was some points where they would say Gohan stronger or somebody else is stronger, and it's just, I feel like they haven't kept up with the power scaling. That's my most important issue. But with this new movie coming out, also I think Broly was trash. Well, yeah, with this new movie coming out, Dragon Ball Superhero, I'm not looking forward to watching it. Gotta keep it a stack with you. But the animation style is pretty unique, so I'm kind of excited to see what they do with that. Yeah, you just seen it. What do you think?
It's kind of funny that you said it because I knew it was gonna be 3D because we saw that little teaser before. Like, there was a little teaser, and I didn't really like it at first. But in this trailer, you can't really hate it at the same time in this one because you don't know how it's gonna go or how it's gonna play out till you see the actual full-out movie. And I think from seeing other shows like Arcane and all that, like my view on 3D type of anime, it kind of changed. And I've never hated 3D anime actually. Like, there's this there's like 3D animes that I've watched that people's like, yo, how could you watch that? Like Ajin, and I didn't really like the full-on adaptation of the Berserk Netflix show, but like I didn't hate it because of the 3D animation. It was just, I just didn't really like it in general. So I don't really know. I think it looks clean. It looks like a Budokai a Budokai game, kind of, but a little bit like breast up.
It literally looks like the games.
Yeah, it literally looks like the game. Yeah, and then the guy that they're fighting is like, he doesn't really look like cool at all, but he doesn't look like he's like terrible. So I don't
Doesn't
know.
look like a threat.
Yeah, he doesn't look like a threat. Yeah. I feel like if with this, Goku shouldn't be in it at all. It should be.
But he's in it, so
He's in it.
he's
Yeah.
in it. So you know.
It should have been a movie without Goku, because clearly
If
Goku.
Gohan was the main character in this, I was like, okay, I'll really like give it a shot. But nah, I'm sorry, I can't.
So Goku flexing everybody, like.
I'm pretty sure because it's two of those niggas, right?
Yeah.
Pretty sure none of those niggas is hanging with Blue. Like, you know what I mean? None of those niggas is seeing Blue. Like, so it's like, sure, whatever. The thing I don't like about 3D animation is it ages. Like, if you watch, try to watch Jimmy Neutron again. Like, the 3D animation for the time was very unique and cool and shit, but it ages pretty fast. And that's one of the reasons why I had an issue with Attack on Titan, because the first 3 seasons still look great, and then you throw in the 3D animation and it's like, yeah, that looks cool for what you're trying to pull off, but in a couple of years it's gonna look disgusting. It's gonna look dirty. Like, and I feel like with this, I feel like this is another reason why me and Dragon Ball Z aren't like friends no more. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just the direction that they're heading is just not my way. Like, I'm going the complete opposite way.
Yeah. I think they should have just ended it after the Tournament of Power, to be honest. But every day, like, I hear a little bit about it, like the new arcs and shit like that, and I don't really find no interest into it. I think the person that they're fighting, I think his name was like Galoy or something like that. I don't know, but apparently it had to do with the sand race and how like the sands ruined their whole planet and shit like that. So he has like
kind of like the Tuffles.
Kind of like the Tuffles, yeah. It was like essentially like that, which I can see. That's the only, like, out of the arcs that I've heard about, that's the only thing I can see. Like, oh yeah, I can get behind that. But all these transformations that are coming out, and they're just new colors and, you know, new highlighters. There's no point. They just end the show. That's the way I think. It should have been ended. Like, I remember when the Dragon Ball Z ended. That's where it should have been ended. It shouldn't have came back, in my opinion.
I 100% agree. I think it should have came back in like animated movies or something like that. Like, I don't know, but the franchise is just too big. I feel the same way with Naruto, but it kind of ran its course a little too long. But you know, people are gonna watch it. Like, it's just one of those things. It's like the money is just too good. Yeah, he said he was done with Dragon Ball Z, and he came back for that bread. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about? So, yeah.
Especially Naruto, yeah. Like Boruto, like, people are saying that it's finally getting good, but I'm just like, no, you should have just ended it with Naruto being the Hokage and then call it that. You know what I mean? If you want to come out, and then the last movie, I was like, all right, that's cool, but they should have just ended the show. Like the manga director, he has this show called Samurai 8, I think it's called. And I heard that's pretty good. It has the same art style as Naruto. Like, come out with some new shit. Don't stop trying to keep on extending. What are you gonna have, like Boruto? Okay, we're gonna have a Roruto. Like, no, let's keep it at an end. That's my opinion. But like, people just don't know how to like just keep things done. You know what I mean? Like Cowboy Bebop, it was there and it was done when it had to be done. Fucking what other show? Shaman King. It was there and then it was done when it was supposed to be done. Like, you gotta be. Like you're always gonna want to see your character come back, but it's like at the end of the day, you just gotta know when to call it quits.
That's why I'm fans of one of the things I like that I don't like about anime, that I like about like American cartoons or whatever. I guess because that's the closest I could put it. Like, similarly, when it comes to like TV shows, they're not afraid to reboot a franchise. Anime is no, we can't do it. Like, we have to continue it. Like, it's like they just like there could be multiple iterations of a TV show, and you get one you might like, one you might not like. Maybe the other one is also completely different. Let's say like Ninja Turtles. I feel like there's multiple series. It's like they're not afraid to do new things with different art styles. I could see a new Naruto show in a completely different art style, like maybe change up some of the plot, maybe like or just something new.
The thing is that I understand what you're saying, but the way how they write stories, I feel like it's not like in the gray area. It's more of like a beginning and an end. And I feel like if you try to make another version of it, it's just like, so how you gonna rewrite that story? Like I don't understand. Like Batman, the thing about Western like stories like Batman and stuff like that, it's like every episode's not like leading to like a definitive ending. Like everything's like kind of its own story.
Sometimes, not all the time.
Yeah, like there'll be arcs. Sure there'll be like arcs of where like a huge villain comes up, and then there'll be like a couple like episodes like or
you're talking about villain of the week type.
Yeah, I feel like what Marvel is, the way how it's built is like superheroes have to deal with like villains all the time and in different scenarios. And in anime, it's more of a like, oh, we got to defeat this person, and we're not superheroes, so we're not gonna imprison them. We're gonna kill them, and they're gonna be gone for good. And then I don't think it's like I don't really think it'll be like I don't want to see fucking Naruto or like, oh, this is gonna be Naruto but in this different art form. Like, what's the point? I've already seen the show.
But what I agree with you, but I just feel like there's only so much story you could tell. So I feel like with my outcome, you at least get variety. It might be somewhat similar, like, but at least you get variety. With your outcome, it's just, we either end this or we keep on going. One of the two. We're ending it or we keep on going. And it's like the ending it is what I prefer, but to keep on going is just it's the thing that makes more sense. Like, so they're obviously gonna always do that. Like, if something is doing good, they're going to continue it.
So the thing is too. So say if you did like let's say we made another Naruto show.
Instead of Naruto, let's say Dragon Ball Z.
Alright, yeah, so say if you made another Dragon Ball Z show, how would you make it different? Like how would you rewrite the story?
Okay. I'd obviously have to think about that, but one thing I would add is maybe, like, let's say if it depends if it's made by the same people. Like, not art wise, but like story wise. But because other people have other visions for things, like, you know what I mean? Like, if they gave the property of Naruto to somebody else, they could come up with something completely different. You know what I mean? Yeah. It doesn't have to be exactly the same, but it's still the hot-headed ninja who wants to be Hokage. You know what I mean? Like, you can still hit certain beats, but it doesn't have to be step for step the same thing. Like, let's say if they do a 9-episode Naruto, like that's like the first arc. Like, they just do the first arc, 9 episodes, a completely different art style, maybe darker, like, or something like that. Like, cut all the fat, like shit like that. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know, something like that. But
I kind of get like weirded out by it when I think about it, because like when I think of like say like Batman, for instance, like I feel like with Batman, like you can always make a different version of Batman. But I feel like with Naruto, is like, what are you gonna do? Give him like new gadgets and new abilities and.
How about this? I just came up with this on the fly. So let me know if this isn't hard. Yo, Naruto, but it's in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Like hardcore cyberpunk type shit. Mm-hmm. You could do the same type of story. It would just be completely different. Like, you know what I mean? It would just be completely different because of the setting. That's what I mean. Just like Batman, like you could have a Batman, he's back in like the 1800s, and then you can have a Batman for now, a Batman in the future. That's one of the things I love about superheroes in general, is that anybody could be that hero. With anime, it's like he's the chosen one. That's what I feel like the hard part is.
It's probably one of the things that like I have to see it in order to see like to understand it, because like I feel like with superheroes, even though when you put them in a different setting, I feel like it's not the same story. I feel like it's not like but I feel like if you would put Naruto into a new setting, it will be the same story to the point where like it's like what's the point of watching it? But I don't know why I think that way. But that's how I feel. I feel like what
It's because Batman has so many versions. Like if they were like, yo, you see his family die, he trains, he becomes Batman, and then he fights the Joker at the end. If you've seen that, you could take that plot and put it in the 1800s. You could take that plot and put it in like the 2077, and it'd still be the same plot, but it would just be different elements because of the setting. Like Naruto, you could be like, you could explain jutsus are technology, like, you know what I mean, or you could just something like something far right. I know that sounds crazy to Naruto fans, but I'm saying like just breathe, give it some new life,
like
some.
how about this like a change in the story like the way how you saying it. I feel like the only way you can do that is like you change the story completely. Like you change it up because like say like instead of Naruto's losing all of his family, like let's say that he just loses his mom or something and his dad's still in life and he's the Hokage. Like change it up like that.
I think the reason why I wouldn't want to say that is because then that wouldn't be Naruto. Does that make sense?
I'm saying that's what I'm saying. I feel like
Hold on, let me try. All right, so I feel like the plot of Naruto, other than the ninja specific part, the setting has nothing to do with it. That's why they ever say like, yo, we're in 1955. Like, do they ever say time like settings like that? They just said exactly. They usually just say, oh, 1,000 years ago they were fighting. Like you know what I mean. They never say a specific time. So I'm saying I could see that. Just take it out. Take all the elements. Oh, there's a clan. Like all obviously the core of Naruto is ninjas. Like you have to keep that. But you could put cybernetic ninjas. You could really do some shit like different, like completely like. But it's the same plot. How he's a loner. He doesn't have a family. He has like a virus in him or something like and then like you know what I mean. Like I know that's crazy to think about, but it could be the same plot, just in a different setting.
I see what you're saying now. Now I understand what you're saying now.
You know what I mean? Like,
but like, so basically it'll be the same story, but just in a different environment.
completely different environment, yes. And that would force them to change some things, but keep the main. You still fight Zabuza. You still fight, like, you know what I mean? Like, you still go, he still learn his abilities and shit, but you could just give him a different background, a different story. But I don't know. I know that's blasphemous, but I'm just saying, like, I personally would want something like that for me to.
I think they should do it that way. I feel like they should, because like then it will create more crazier stories. Because I feel like with DC, it's like in Marvel, it's like endless. They can make endless different scenarios.
Yes, but you can't do that on the anime side because it's so focused on something. You know what I mean?
They make it seem like it only can be black and white.
And that's why I feel like you could do the same thing with Dragon Ball Z. Just take that and throw it in the past on some samurai shit. You could do the same thing.
Dragon Ball Z Samurai?
Yes. Yeah. Like, really think about it. Same tournaments, same. You could do aliens. You could do all that, but just in the past. I know it's crazy for niggas to think of that, but I'm just saying, like, for
I think of Dragon Ball Z Samurai, I just think of Bleach.
Okay, we could do that, but just it's not in modern day. Like, you know what I mean? It's just in the past. No, there's no cars. You could do Dragon Ball Z with no cars.
Mm-hmm.
You could do Dragon Ball Z without no technology. Like, you could do that. It'll be the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of my hopes for anime. That's why I want them, instead of continuing on, do new villains, new threats, new power ups. Just try something new, try something different. But it's never gonna happen.
Glamour of wearing diamonds.
Diamonds bring
Status.
elegance and prestige. Their brilliance makes
Brilliance.